Hey people, Duncan here, Mad Patriot. Coming to you, Southern Oregon. Beautiful day. Sunshine's glaring. You can see in the background. Got mountains. We got the rolling hills. Beautiful skies. All this natural beauty here. And here we go. Sitting here wondering why it is in the state of Oregon that we're willing to pay more in health insurance. Our governor is currently talking about a $700 million tax increase for health insurance alone. Now, a large part of this is foreign undocumented nationalists sucking it down. A large part of this is free abortions. But another part that nobody discussed is how the hospital gets this government grant. How they take all this money, essentially send it and buy up all these properties, and each one of these properties essentially get turned into clinics, and each one of these clinics get patients, and each one of these patients live off the insurance. So when you're talking about why health insurance is through the roof, it's because of this hill right here and others just like it in Oregon. It's because of all the different buildings that are owned by the hospital. As Sky Lakes, our hospital, is attempting to monopolize the healthcare industry here in the city of Klamath Falls. And it makes me wonder how many other hospitals throughout the state is doing the same thing. This could all be a big reason why health insurance and the cost of has skyrocketed up into the millions, 700 million. So take a look around. Each one of these buildings are all Sky Lakes. Each one of them owned and operated by Sky Lakes, the hospital. Okay, now each one of these clinics probably have at least 100 to 200 patients or more, and a big chunk of them are all on OHP or health insurance. So if the hospital sends you to a clinic, the clinic is now not only paying you for the service, but they're paying you to keep the doors open, or you're paying to keep their doors open. So it immediately jacks up the cost. Okay, these are all buildings and things, outpatient imaging. These are all primary care. There's more. It's all over this hill. And these are all clinics that can essentially be ran inside the hospital. These are all things that the hospital could do and get granted money for. Yet, somehow, that granted money turns out to real estate, and each one of these real estated buildings, each one of these buildings they buy, turn into clinics. So I'm going to continue walking here. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. Okay, so let me cross this street. See the bottom of that sign says Sky Lakes as well. Here's our hospital. Let me show you what we paid for on the tax increase. Okay, this is our hospital making a ton of money off of us, off of all these different clinics and patients, essentially monopolizing healthcare here in Oregon. And what are they doing with it? What they're doing with it is they're opening up clinics. So every one of the blue signs you see are essentially a healthcare clinic owned by the hospital. Each one of these are making money off of the hospital's grant and so on. So keep that in mind as we walk through. So keep that in mind as we walk up and around every one of these buildings. I'm going to turn the angle here so you can see across the street. But every one of these buildings in here are all owned by this hospital, which is granted by the state. So keep that in mind right now. You got a hospital making a ton of money off the American people, the taxpayers, and instead of hiring doctors instead of getting the right equipment and stuff they need, essentially what they do is they create a concrete parking lot that's way bigger than this town needs. They buy up clinics like this one. They go across the street. We'll walk over here and I'll show you what I mean over here too. They go off, and each one of these now are owned by the hospital. And that's the key to remember. So let's see if I can cross the street. Alright, let me see. It looks like I got a good path here. So you see Sky Lakes. Sky Lakes. Sky Lakes. Cancer Treatment Center ran by Sky Lakes. All of these over here are all ran by Sky Lakes. Each and every one of these medical offices are owned by and operated by the hospital, off government money, provided by taxpayers. But the taxpayers don't get paid back. No, that money goes into buying these buildings, creating these clinics, and essentially charging more taxpayers with the insurance from the patients they overfill. Every one of these are owned by Sky Lakes. So you tell me, if you got one town doing that in Klamath, one town in Oregon, imagine what happens if you get all of them doing it. That would probably explain a big chunk of that $700 million tax increase, wouldn't you think? And that's my message for today. Thank you for listening. Please follow me, subscribe to my channel, like it, hit that like button, hit that bell for notifications, comment in the box below, and find me on YouTube, Twitter, Google+, and more. God bless America, and peace. Duncan out.